What up? What up? What's going on, YouTube? What's up? This is your guy, Chef Vinny, and this is the Kitchen Clothes Podcast. Today, we are going to be talking about coworkers, which I did a bunch of things on coworkers. It's basically a whole week on coworkers today. Coworkers are not your friend, and this is a type of friend or foe conversation we have. And we're going to run down why coworkers are not your friend, because the job is a serious place, and this is a career tip, work advice, so forth, so happy with all kinds. Now, co-workers are not your friends because one thing about friends, you could pick your friends and you could choose who you want to be your friends, and you can pick your friends basically. You can't pick your co-workers. So co-workers are like seasonal or situational type of friends, because you can choose a friend. You can choose somebody who you want to be friends with or would like to be friends with, but you can't choose your coworker, because most people are already at the job when you get to the job. Now, becoming friends or mutual co-workers who work together and have a relationship is different. But choosing a co-worker as a friend, I believe that's non-existent, because it could either be a friend or a foe. Because there's so many things in the workplace that you really can't be friendly with a co-worker, because most jobs are competition. Equal employee opportunities, equal employment opportunity is on most jobs. So you and a coworker could be at the equal job, but the competition is to get a raise, a promotion, or move up in the job, higher your career status or whatnot. So friends can really put a monkey wrench in that type of situation. So this is why we talk about friends are not your coworkers, are not your friends. This is why we talk about this, because competition, you get a promotion, you get a raise. Now, how does that friend feel, so-called friend, or that coworker feel about you now? You may become their boss. Now they have to listen to you, but we friends, remember? So now, when you give them an order, they going to be like, come on, man, don't talk to me like that. See, this is why friends and work don't go together. It's like oil and vinegar, you know what I mean? They don't mix. It's very good to be professional and very good to have good work ethics with another colleague or coworker at your job. But the friend thing, it's not really friendly, because you might have took that position that person want. You might have been there longer than a new person, and that new person came and took your job, but y'all was cool during that time of working and all that. But you been here longer. That should have been my job. I was here longer, but the new person came and took it. But you and that new person became friends or were in a good relationship at the job. Don't you know that would turn different after a while? So friends on the job is really, really scarce, unless you knew the person and y'all end up working at the same job. If y'all were friends before the job, that's different. But when you coming into a new job, the people you don't even know, but then get acquainted with them, build a relationship with them and whatnot, can you really think of them as your real true friend? Like somebody you grew up with from day one or anything like that? So this is why coworkers are not your friend, simply because of the competition at work. Another reason why is gossiping. There's a lot of gossipers on the job. coworker comes to you talking about another coworker, imagine what that coworker would say about you when you're not around to the next coworker. See, gossiping, drama starters, stuff like that. That's why a lot of people can't be friends on a job because of situations like that. You know, you don't want it. You don't want a friend that tells your business on your day off while they working, or vice versa. You telling your other friends business while they off to another coworker. So the gossiping and all that eliminates real friendships on a job because it could cause drama. You know, you got that water cooler talker who talk about the boss and whatnot, and you hear something, and then you end up going to the boss, but you know he don't really like you. So you got to watch out for those type of people too. That's why friends and coworkers don't mix. Your coworker is not your friend because that coworker could be that gossiper who talking about when you call in sick or something. Well, he wasn't that sick at the club last night. He wasn't that sick when we was at the bar the other night. You know, so those are the things you got to watch out for. Knowing that the job is competition and know that people gossip on the job. You know, so those are a few things that can prove to you that coworkers are not your friend because everybody's trying to do them or have an upper hand on the next person. So those are kind of red flags I watch out for seriously because you just talked to me about this employee. So I already know where you stand at. If I'm not here, you're going to talk about me after a while. So that's another red flag and things like that when we talking about coworkers are not your friends. The conflicting of interest. Now, you might could do a better job than this person. And then the owner, the boss, the manager asks you to do it frequently, more than they ask your coworker. And now your coworker looking at you like, why you always coming to you like I can't do it? See, the conflict of interest is because I guess the owner, manager, whatever, know I could do my job. But the owner and the manager know when it come to you, you take forever to do it. So of course I'm gonna go to your colleague and not you. Because when I do go to you, you take forever. When I go to your coworker, your colleague, he's on it. Boom, boom, boom. So now this is where a friendship could get disrupted. He always coming to you like you better than me. And now your friend or coworker, your colleague, so-called friend, are looking at you like what you could do that I can't do. That's conflict of interest right there. So you want to avoid stuff like that. And you pick your friends. Like I said earlier, you can't pick your coworkers. You know, that don't work. It don't work like that. Now, when it comes to friends, it's all type of categories that we go through and have friends. Like in school, we have friends in school. But then again, we graduate, we move on. Some people don't go to the same school and this, that, and the third. But then again, we sometimes keep in contact with each other because we played on the same basketball team, or we was in the same drama class, or we was in the same chorus class or art class or something like that. So we keep in contact because we got that in common. Like when you go to the gym, you got your gym buddies and this, that, and the third. You go hang out with them because y'all do y'all gym thing, and that's it. Y'all just in the gym. Y'all don't never go out and hang out after hours and do any other thing. That's just your gym friend. Now, if you single and you end up getting married, you don't hang out with your single friends like that no more because you married now. So then again, you're going to start picking up married friends because a single person probably wouldn't want to be around a married person talking all this marry this, and my wife, my husband, this. Single people really don't want to hear that sometimes. So just like I said, friends are situational and seasonal, just like any other thing, you know. Even if you played on the same basketball team in high school, college, or even in the pros, after a while, you retire, but your friendship may still be lined up because y'all had something in common together. So those are the little things that friends can be beneficial, but sometimes we separate. Like when your school friends, y'all graduated, y'all no longer in the same school, y'all go to different places, y'all move places, but y'all still keep in contact. Like the gym friend, you do your gym thing, blah blah blah. That's all y'all do. Is talk about gym stuff. Your married friend, you don't hang with your single friend no more. So it's situational and seasonal type of things like that. And now, through a few of my shorts, I was going through a few things you shouldn't share with coworkers. One thing you shouldn't share is your family business. You don't really talk to your coworkers about your family business unless you really know them. Like I said, you might have friends outside the job that you probably met when you worked when you got the job and they worked there too. So you might have a mutual friend that still work with you. You may could talk to that person about your family problems, but a new coworker you just meeting or just knowing on the job, you really don't want to talk about your family business and stuff like that. Those are things you don't want to share with a coworker that you don't know like that, because they can end up being that gossiper or that person who's in competition. Well, you know he got such and such amount of kids. He ain't gonna be able to be coming to work on time, or this he party too much and stuff like that. You know, those are things you don't share. You don't share your family problems. Another thing you don't share on working with a coworker is you don't share your money situation, your finances. You never share that. Don't ever share how much money you make. Don't even tell the coworker on the same job what you get paid, because that could bring jealousy and envy towards you, because how he get paid more than me and I've been here before him. So you don't want to talk about how much you pay for your rent, how much you bought this for, or your shopping experience. Don't bring your financial things into to your job and talk to your coworkers about that. That's a big thing. Don't talk about your money, because they be pocket watching, and they gonna think you better than them, or you gonna think you less than them. He broke. That's why he working here now. So be careful about talking about your money. Another thing you don't want to share is your love life, because you never know if your coworker know your significant other, or know people who know your significant other, and they constantly got an eye on you. They'll become the spy to your significant other at your job. So you don't want to talk about your relationship, your love life, and stuff like that. Keep that on the down low. Another thing you don't want to talk about, definitely on the job, is religion. You don't want to talk about your religious status, because some people don't believe in God. Some people are not religious as you are, or have different religions. And that can cause conflicts, because he believed this and he believed that. That's why he act this way. So you don't want to bring up religion in your workplace with your coworker, because coworkers are not your friend. Oh, he a Muslim and he don't eat this, he don't eat that. Oh, he Christian, he Jesus this, Jesus that. Or, different religions go against different religions, which baffles me about religion, because you're not supposed to do anything like that if you believe in a higher power. Another thing you don't share is politics. Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever you are, keep that to yourself. You definitely want to keep that to yourself, because there's a lot of people who don't like one side you on, or you might not like the side you on they like. So you might have a bit of dispute or something like that, and that could cause conflict. So you don't want to bring politics, religion, your family business, your financial business, things like that. There's more things you shouldn't share neither. One thing social media, your YouTubes, your your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. You don't want to share that with your coworkers. If you do, make up a whole different page and just let them get on that page. Don't let them get to your main page where you do everything that's known about you that you don't want them to know. Just make up a page or something like that. You don't want to share your social media with coworkers because it's where the gossipers and the drama started. They definitely looking for that, for something to show your boss, your manager, your supervisor, anything like that. So you don't want to share things like that. Let me see what else. Oh, don't don't share your feelings or how you feel about management, the owners, bosses, supervisors. Never discuss that with a coworker because that's the first form of ammunition they could throw at you when it comes to the owner and the management or something like that. If something go down, they got juice on you because you don't like Rick, you don't like June or Joe. So be careful about talking about management, owners, supervisors, and stuff like that with coworkers because that could end up biting you in the long run too. There's a lot of things I wrote down, and criticism on the job when it comes to your owners, supervisor, whatever. Take it as a grain of salt. Don't get upset with it. You know, my bad. How can I do it better? Always take criticism and things like that with a grain of salt. Don't take it serious because we all make mistakes and they just trying to correct you. So you want to be more humble and be like, all right, I understand. This is the way y'all do it. I'll do it this way. So there's a lot of things that we go across on coworkers are not your friend. And with all these situations, as far as the religion, politics, your family, finance, bad jokes. Watch how you joke around and show your humor on a job because you never know who you could be offending. And that could be from management, supervisors, co-workers, even customers sometimes. You got to be careful on the jokes you tell on the job because some people get offended and your coworkers might laugh at the job, but later on go in the office and talk to the manager or the supervisor and be like, yo, what Chef Vinny said today, man, I didn't appreciate that. That wasn't funny. So you got to be careful with jokes also on the job. You never want to discuss, also, keep this a secret, your career goals. Don't discuss another job if you got another job in line and you still working at this other job. Do not share that type of thing with coworkers because once things hit the fan, they can be like, well, you know he about to leave because he already told me he got another job. That goes along with the gossip or the drama maker, the water cooler, dude who stand by the water cooler and talk about everything. So you want to watch out for those. And remember, coworkers are not your friends. They just your colleagues that you work with. You spend 8, 9, how many ever hours with them. But be careful on how you talk to them, what you tell them, and your ways you work around them because coworkers are not your friend. And this is the Kitchen Clothes Podcast. And if anything I help you with, hit that like, that subscribe, share, leave a comment on any crazy situations that you went through on a job, and check out some of my other things about toxic coworkers. You just got fired, or ways you could detect a toxic. Or one of the things I'm about to do is, you know you're about to get fired. How do you handle that? And what do you do after that? This is your guy, Chef Vinny, and I appreciate y'all listening to the Kitchen Clothes Podcast. And this is the podcast and the YouTube channel that's all about the employee. Like, subscribe, leave a comment on any crazy job situation that you want us to talk about on the Kitchen Clothes Podcast. Hopefully, we'll have a little live panel about coworkers are not your friends. 15 ways to spot a toxic coworker, and 10 red flags on it's in the prompts, one of these prompts up here. So check that out. This your guy Chef Vinny, and this is the Kitchen Close Podcast, and I appreciate y'all. And you know what? Co-workers are not your friends. And peace. I'm out. One. Y'all take care. Like, share, subscribe. This is the Kitchen Close Podcast with your guy Chef Vinny. Co-workers are not your friends.